And one thing with the visa thing is that the fear of the unknown when you're about to finish school, that's real. From nursery school to university, and then they still ask for English. I was pissed off with them. That was like my life savings.
Hi guys, welcome to Motivation Corner today. This is Vibes Abroad with Richie. Today I have with me Nana Boakyewaa. In fact, I'm missing something. Dr. Nana Boakyewaa, Ph.D. Okay, so I have to distinguish the doctor and the doctor. All right. So this is the Motivation Corner, and then with this, I have decided to dedicate this aspect or this playlist to interview people who have been in the United States. They came here with F1 visa. How was their journey before the F1, during the process, and then now that they are done? And is it worth it? So that this will be your motivation to embark on that journey. I know we are not in normal times, but I'm telling you, people are still getting F1 visas and they are coming to study. So, welcome! Okay, so Nana Boakyewaa, tell us about you, what you're doing. And I forgot to mention, that is an abomination. She is currently an adjunct professor in the University of Arkansas, guys. She's teaching economics. Guys, I took economics once or twice. Guys, it's so tough. So for her to be able to do a PhD in economics and now an adjunct professor in economics, hey, give it up. Go you. All right, so tell us a little bit about yourself, then we can delve deep into your journey.
Oh, I went to St. Rosa's Senior High School. Yeah, that's where I met Dr. Richlove. And yeah, so I continued to KNUST to do my undergraduate studies in economics. So my journey has been economics throughout. And then I came to the US in 2019 to do my master's and then my PhD. It was a joint master's and PhD program. And yeah, and here we are now. So that's
a whole professor. Okay, all right. So tell us how did you hear about the opportunity? Did somebody tell you? Did you see it on YouTube? What happened? And you decided that, oh, let me come to the US to come and do my master's and PhD.
Yeah, at that time I had a friend whose sister came to do master's here. So I knew there was a pathway like that. So I had it in mind to apply. And I think when I started the application process, I realized my roommate in final year was also doing the application process. So it's like, someone is doing it, you've heard of it, like that kind of thing. I didn't know much about, I knew YouTube, but data and all that. I wasn't really into watching videos and all that on YouTube at that time. It was just word of mouth. Yeah.
So you heard it from a friend, and you see, I'm hearing a lot of friends. Guys, friends can be good though. So shout outs to all the friends that hook us on the opportunity. And now, even if you don't have a friend, you have YouTube. Don't be scrolling aimlessly. Just use it to feed your purpose and then your passion. Okay. So when you heard about it, then what happened? Just walk us through the process until you got here.
So that was in 2016 when I graduated. So I started the process of applying. I wrote the GRE. In December 2016. So the whole thought was to get into the program in the fall of 2017. So I wrote the GRE in December, but by December the schools, most of the schools start having their deadlines in December and it goes to January. So writing my GRE in December was not a very wise choice, if I could put it that way. So I did the application, how the professors, the lecturers in KNUST, getting recommendation letters and all that. So I think I applied to just one school in the US. I was so confident, Yeah, well, I wouldn't say lack of information. I wasn't going to YouTube. I wasn't listening. It was just my friend is applying. My friend's sister went there. Like, it was just that. And I thought, oh, well, like, I can do this. So I got admitted, but then I didn't get funding.
Oh.
I didn't get funding. And then, like, if you don't get funding, like, it's kind of hard to come here. So I gave up that dream. And I thought I would work in Ghana. I mean, like, you have a first class, you did well, so you can find a job. And yeah, so I stayed in Ghana. I didn't try to apply for the 2018 academic year. I just left it. And then things didn't work out in Ghana for me. No job, nothing.
Wow. A first class economics student. Wow.
Yeah, that's Ghana for you. So in 2017, I met another friend who was going through the process. And at that time, because of the stress the lecturers put me through to get recommendation letters, like I had it up to here. I didn't want to go through the process. So I was like, I met the friend and he was like, oh, let's apply. Let's do it together. Like, I'll be your...
I'll guide you.
Yes. So that helped me. I started the application process again in 2018. By that time, I already had my GRE, so I didn't have to wait for anything. I just put in the application, went for recommendation letters here and there. And by December or January, I was done with everything. So then I applied to 3 schools because I was a bit wiser. Yeah. So I got into one. So that was the Illinois State University.
Okay.
But I got partial funding, like half funding. And then that was the school, that's my roommate from final year who went in, she got into it, she got everything done and went to 17. So I was in touch with her. So in 2019, now it was 2 years later, in 2019, that was when I was trying to get things and I got admitted. And she was like, yeah, you have funding, just come and then we'll find, there are ways to survive. I started the whole thing, the bank statement, because it had to be substantial because it was half. So I started finding uncles who would help me with that, Yeah. And in the middle of that, another school came in that was fully funded. And that one was a master's to PhD program. So that I got into that. So I left the
Illinois
States because I was full funded.
They are waiting for you. Illinois is waiting for you.
Yeah, full funded. Yeah, so I went to, that was the University of North Carolina at Greensboro. So that's where I went to actually. And then I started the process and applied for visa and yeah, so.
Wow, that's amazing. So I'm just highlighting some of the the mistakes that she made and then how you can correct it. So that is the whole essence of this episode or this playlist, the Motivation Corner. So she said that she didn't write her GRE early, so she missed a whole year. So if you want to write any exams prior to applying, which now I'm recommending to people, it's hard, it's expensive, but everything is becoming so competitive now. Funding is becoming a whole different story in the United States of America. So you need to be really worth it before they'll give it to you. And one way to prove it is to write.
One more thing. When you spoke about this, I said I applied to 3 schools, but I've spoken about 2. The University of Wyoming. And with that, I even went ahead and wrote to professors. I was like, I'm interested in your research, and I got a lot of feedback from them. So I thought everything would go well. But in the final stages, they were I have to submit English proficiency, IELTS or and I hadn't written it then. And there was no way I could go and write it. So if you have the opportunity, I feel just write all those exams. It doesn't make sense that they ask for it. Ghana is an English-speaking country. We do all our education in English, from nursery school to university and they still ask for English. I was pissed off with them. Like at that time, like I was just stressed with all the things. But if you can, I feel like be prepared beforehand, because once they start asking for these things, if you don't have them, it might frustrate you. Like I was frustrated. If I hadn't applied to those two other schools, like they could have decreased. What's wrong with these people? Like, why are you asking for English proficiency? I'm typing in English. I took you can ask for English proficiency certificate from the English department. I went, they said it wasn't acceptable. They wanted the standardized exam. You have to go and write it. I was like, I'm not having it. So I'm going, like, let your viewers know that if you can write all those things beforehand, because you don't know what these schools will ask for.
Exactly. That's why you have to really research and also prepare based on the schools. And I was doing an application sometime recently, and then I was like, oh, if they have this, I'm not applying. I'm crossing it off my list. By the time you realize, then the schools that are left is the same criteria everybody's using. Yeah. So then it becomes so competitive. So if you can, just prepare yourself for the hardest and the toughest. And I'm really noticing that lots of people who had Ph.D. with full funding are people who wrote GRE.
Yeah.
I think the times just changed after COVID, but it's like gradually everything is reverting to normal. Like they are needing the GRE for you to be competitive. They are needing those kind of exams for you to be competitive. So that's well said. Now, the next thing I picked from this part that she said is apply to more schools. Okay, there are ways with which you can waive application fees if the application fee is the problem. But as much as you can, a minimum of at least 3 to 5 schools if you really want to go to school, because everybody will come with their offer. Like she said, one had part scholarship, the other had full scholarship, the other one was asking for God knows what, English proficiency and all that. So then you see, you have different schools giving you different options. Okay, so now you've applied. You've heard from them. Let's talk about the process. How expensive was it? Given that you even said you were not working at that time. How did you get support? How should our people get support if they are also not working? Wow.
That's the first, like applying to schools and all that. For a young person like that, it's expensive. So if you don't have support, like just prepare some money. So I saved as much as I could over the 2 years. Like whatever savings I had, I used it for applying to schools, paying for I already had the exam. Like I had, if you have to take a loan, right? It's my friend asked me if it's worth it. Like it's worth it. You'll find ways to repay those things when you get here. But I was working, like I did NAPCO too, in case you don't know. I did NAPCO too, so those little things that were coming in, I was using, that was like my life savings. Because I in my case, I realized after those 2 years, I realized I didn't have a future in Ghana. That's what I realized. It's unfortunate, but I had hope that I'll make it in Ghana. Like I didn't have to leave, but then it happened that I realized, it was a painful realization that it wasn't going to work for me in Ghana. So I put everything into it. So funding at this point is just family and friends, I guess. If you can't fund do it for yourself, it's family and friends. So you just be upfront about it, and don't expect people to do things for you for free. It's your life. They have their lives. So if you don't know what's going on in people's lives and all that, so you have to understand that this is you. So if you're asking for something, don't feel entitled to someone's help. That's so I sometimes I would ask for help from people and they would be like, oh no, I can't support you. I don't remember holding grudges like I asked this person for money, no, I moved on to find the next available option. So you don't just sit and expect everything to run smoothly for you. Like it's your life. You are responsible for it. So you have to take charge. However you will do it, I don't know. Ask for it, work for it. If your parents can support you, that's fine. Your family, friends, anything, but don't depend on other people. Find ways and means, like work hard. I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking from.
No, at this juncture, I can just close because it's like you've taken so much from me. Like you've taken words from my mouth. That is what I've been trying to tell people. Okay. That was just by the way. She said everything that needs to be said. And so we are going to move on. So that's how you financed your journey. Now talk to us about your visa process. How was your visa interview? How did it go? Then we are going to come into the meat when you got here. Hey, okay.
So for the visa, that friend who was my accountability partner, told me about Education USA, Ed USA. Like there's it's run by the embassy. So we went for an information session, sort of, right?
Wow.
At the embassy, you need to show your I-20, I think. Either I-20
or... Is it still running? Do you know if it's still running? I should look into that and tell my people.
Yeah, look into it. I don't know if it's still running. Yeah.
Education in USA, right? Okay.
USA, Ed USA.
Okay.
Yeah. They have a Facebook page and all that. So I went for one of those information sessions and they were offering one-on-one sessions. So I went for that one-on-one session and it was a Ghanaian woman who works there. I forgot the name, but yeah. She was very helpful. She looked through my not F1, the I-20. And she asked me questions they can ask when you go for the interview. I went through that but then this is just my opinion. After that interview and going for the real interview, I had a feeling that she recorded some things that were put on my application or whatever. Because some of the questions, the consular officer, the one who did the interview, the real interview, I feel like
there's a connection some way, somehow. There's a feeling.
Already, and they were just confirming. And one thing with the visa thing is that they don't know you from anywhere. So that time that you've come to stand there, they are trying to judge you over there, whether you are telling lies or not. So they have just a few minutes to decide whether you are trustworthy or not. And the whole trustworthiness is whether you'll come back when it's time for you to come back, or whether you will come here and you run away. So that is what they are trying to decide then.
Or whether you go to school or you not go to school.
Exactly. So the moment they see you, they are trying to assess that in that short time. So if you fumble, they are just going to think you are lying, because if it's about you, if you don't know it, it means you are lying. So there's an advantage to going for those one-on-one sessions, but I feel like there could also be a disadvantage, because if you say one thing here and you go and switch, however small it is. I remember during the information session, someone was like, he was denied the visa because he said his auntie was going to sponsor him. And then I think he filled the form that way, and he said in the interview that it was his employer who was going to sponsor him, and they denied him, but he said his auntie was his employer. So at that time, nobody is going to listen to you because they feel, you said auntie, now you said employer. So these are some of the things. So it's an advantage to go to such things, but be careful when you go. So when I went for the interview, it was the standard questions they will ask you. What are you going to do? And I think it was easier because I was fully funded. So they don't think I'll run away to go and do papa movement.
Yeah, sure.
They asked the questions, and the last thing they asked was, what work do your parents do? And the lady asked me that. Do your parents work? I was like, no, they are retired. So when I went to the interview, she was like, what work do your parents do? I was taken aback. I was like, they don't work. They are retired. And she nodded and she just wrote something. She was like, approved. So that
wow.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's amazing. Your visa journey was actually really amazing. I see. And like you said, because it was fully funded and it was pre-COVID era, it was a bit I mean, I think post-COVID era now, even now, is becoming very, very dicey because there's one thing about Ghanaians that when they see something and it's like everybody's doing it. So now they are, you know, their sirens are a bit high and everything. Okay, so now you got your visa. Tell us about the preparation to come. Oh my God, the excitement, the preparation, and then when you got here.
The preparation. Okay, I got my. I'm going to tell you a funny story. I got my visa and went to put like my passport in my wardrobe. Then I had a dream that my passport was missing. So I did when I woke up, went to check on my passport, opened the visa. Okay, everything's intact. Anyway, that was school was supposed to start, I think, on the 18th of August, 18th or 19th of August. But I wanted to come and then settle in a few weeks before. I got my visa in June because like I applied for everything early, everything came early, so I had time to prepare. That's one thing. If you do things early, you get things done early. Yeah. So I came. Luckily for me, I met someone in my program who was Ghanaian. So we got the ticket together. So that was very helpful. I won't lie to you, because coming to a new country and everything. So we planned together. We planned to get the flight ticket together. We came together. We actually got a flat together. Yeah.
I'm so jealous. Oh wow.
Yeah. So we that was at the end of July, so that I'd have like 2 weeks to prepare, which was good because we had issues with the apartments we got. It was far away from the school. To help us, but I don't know if they didn't know we were students without cars. Like they just threw us off. So we within those 2 weeks we had to find another
place
close to the school, which I'm happy we did the 2 weeks before thing, because we would have been in big trouble. So with a lot of public transportation, so we would have been in big soup. So we came and then we got the flat. Small cities, one thing with small cities is people don't walk. If I put it that way, like you don't see people walking around, right? So the first day we tried to get to campus, we felt like homeless people.
Yeah, I'm in North Carolina, so I know how it feels like.
By the streets, and then people watching us in their cars like we are lost and all that's like that kind of. Like we are used to Accra, like you walk everywhere. So that was like one of the shocks.
Cultural shocks, yeah.
The education system here, it's hard, but it's not hard. I don't know how to put it. It's not like in Ghana where it's hard to get an A. And the A is 90 plus, I think 90, 93 or what? What's the... Well, it depends on the school.
I think it depends on the school. A plus, A minus, A can be 90, and A plus will be 95.
90 upwards is A. When I heard it, my heart, like, tech was 70. And like, see how hard it was to get an A in tech in KNUS, like. And assignments, like in the first few weeks, I was overwhelmed by assignments, like all the time there are assignments, like always something to do, how to manage your time, like so. And I had been out of school for a while, so like it took some time to adjust to that kind of system. But then once I adjusted, I was like, yeah,
I got this.
You got the A's.
I got this.
So it's hard to adjust because we are not used to that kind of assignments and all. We are too many for the lecturers giving us assignments like that. Yeah. So that's something to get used to. When you're coming, just be prepared that it's a bit different. The system is a bit different. So that first semester, you might feel a bit overwhelmed by everything you have to do. Yeah. If I missed something, just ask me.
Okay, so I think that's the reason why I'm just sitting and I'm smiling is that these are things I've said like over and over and over on my channel. So for you to come and really just reiterate this, then I don't even have much to say. That's why I just keep smiling. Anyway, so you're here and then that you did your master's, you did your PhD. I know sometimes as international students, we have the fear of the unknown. Like, oh my God, what next? Especially when you're about to finish school. Oh my God, how do I get a job for my OPT? Oh my God, like there's a lot that goes through our head. So walk us through the process, how you ended up being an adjunct professor. Like, how did you do it? Because I'm so happy for you and I'm so proud of you. Like, to be a professor in the United States of America, I'm so happy for you, girl.
The fear of the unknown when you're about to finish school, that's real. That is real, like, because you have 60 days. Like, there are so many rules, like immigration rules, that will overwhelm you. Like, in addition to finishing school, looking for a job, just knowing that, hey, if I don't find a job, and like, it's stressful.
Applying for OPT.
Yes, it's stressful. That I won't lie about that. Okay, some of us came to school and we came to get married. So
it was a good coping mechanism. Don't laugh about that. It's a good coping mechanism. In my opinion, it's a good coping mechanism.
Yeah. I am not one to say I'm doing this, so I have to finish before I do this. So I met someone and we got married. And before you think I got married for papers, no, I'm sorry. We both were students at that time, so we both didn't have papers. And we went through the process together. We went through the worrying process together. I haven't seen anybody yet who has finished school and not found a job and had to go. Worst case, you apply for another program and you continue school and you stay in status like as an F1 visa holder. But so you plan, like you have your plan B in mind. If I don't get a job by this time, as I'm applying for jobs, I'm applying for schools just to be able to stay and see what's next. So people have 2 master's degrees, not because they want to, but because they had to get, yes, survival. At least, yeah, when you're in school, you are in status. So that's an option. So these are things, but in the end, I've not seen anybody who will finish it unless they want to go, like they don't want to go through that stress, or they are going through and they're like, I'm not going to take this, and they go back to like their home country. But usually after going through that stress, you find something. Maybe it won't be what you would have wanted to do, but it's something, like they call it a foot in the door. Yeah, so that's something to have in mind. So I finished, and then I had children, like babies back to back. So I didn't really start my...
Hey guys, you are even juggling motherhood, wifehood with all the stress that we are going through. We can't even, we don't know what.
My Ph.D. That was a whole thing on its own. So I think in the final year, like when I was doing my dissertation, that's when I had my first baby, and then we finished the PhD together. Then I had another baby after that, and I didn't work till later when I could. And you know, when you don't work too, you lose your status. But because I was married, I was on my husband's work visa and all that. So that gave me another option. Like, you know, yeah, you want to be at home, you want to be able to take care of the kids for a while, because when you're working, it's a whole lot. But I had to put a hold on it for a while, and then I continued. So when I came, so the adjunct professor is like part-time professor. So you don't teach like full-time. You pick and choose the days, like, or you get a course and say, oh no, I can do these. You talk to them. It's a bit more flexible.
Mm-hmm.
The full-time thing. Of course, I look forward to doing full-time when like everybody and everything is settled. Yeah, so that's an option. If you don't have a family, if like right after school, look for shoot for the sky, get like the full-time thing. And one thing with the US is you can go to school on the East Coast and they'll just throw you to the West Coast. So if you have a family, that becomes a bit something to work. Yeah, it is dicey. Like, you know, leaving your family. Are you going with your whole family? Is your wife going to find a job? Is your husband? Like, all these things. It's decision making is harder in the US. So
I always say that sometimes, like back home, it was easier to make decisions because you didn't have a lot of options and choices. Here, even if when you go to the grocery store, when you buy orange juice, you are overwhelmed because there's so much that you have to make a choice. You're overwhelmed to make a decision. And it's the same with career pathways and all that as well. So this has been an inspiring journey. I know there were challenges. Just tell us two of the major challenges. And then the last question, you already answered it, but it's a question I want to leave for the last for everybody. So you tell us the challenges, then I give you the last question, then we wrap this up.
The challenges.
Just to highlight two, I know there's a lot.
Yeah, but off the top of my mind, I can think of one right now that really got.
Okay, we'll take that.
You know, in Ghana, maybe it was just me, but we don't blow our own trumpet. So when if I'm not sure of something, I sit quietly in class and I'm listening to people, and then these white people, these Americans in general, they talk a lot. So in class, like I used to think, wow, they know so much. They are talking, like the way they are talking confidently. I used to be so intimidated. Like I'll be like, is it that I don't know anything or what? In class, like that was the first semester. But then I started realizing that when I listen to what they are saying, they'll use many words like talk. And then at the end of their speech, let me put it on. I'll be looking at them, I'll be sitting there, my course mates, the one I came to. So we'll finish class and then I'll tell him, Danny, this thing that this guy said, I thought about it throughout the whole class. It didn't. Like, they said a lot, but they said nothing. And me, that I thought, I've been sitting here thinking I don't know anything. Well, like, I even know way more than they know. But because they talk, they look like they know. So that was it's still a big challenge because I'm quite reserved. I don't like to blow my own trumpet. We call it humility.
Yeah, we call it being humble.
Yes. And you have to be humble. You don't have to blow your own mouth, so those things. So you come here and then you think you are being humble, and somebody who is not even up to half, like they can't do half of what you can do, they'll come with their words and take what. So that is a challenge. That's something you have to overcome.
Mm-hmm.
That's my biggest challenge. And sometimes, like, when people do things, you wonder if it's because, like, are they looking down on me? Are they, like, you have those questions. Yeah, and this whole thing about racism and all that, it's hard to grasp because we are not used to it. So sometimes someone will do some, is this what they call racism? Like, is this person being racist? Is it just a simple comment? Like, these things they were a bit hard for me to navigate. They are still, I'm still trying to navigate because, yeah. So first of all, overcome that disillusion. It's an illusion of humility. If you can do something, say you can do it,
and do it and show them.
Sometimes, like software. Do you know the software? I'll be like, no, like I've just opened it and entered data or something. That's all I know. Someone will say they know it. Like they'll say, I'm an expert in it. That's data you enter. They can't even enter the data. Like they can't read the data into the software. But you've sold yourself short. This person will get the chance and go and Google how to. And yeah, so these are some of the things. Don't sell yourself short when you come here. Just know that everybody in the class or wherever you meet your colleagues, everybody doesn't know what they are doing. You might know way more than the next person, so don't sell yourself short.
Wow, that's amazing. And that's so true. You know, we've spent a lot of time, so I don't want to go deep into it and talk too much, but everything you're saying is really spot on. I won't say much. But so the last question, was the journey worth it?
Yes, it was worth it.
Yes.
That's the whole answer. Yes, it was. I think I told a friend, Gloria, I'm a Glo. I told her when she was in Ghana, she's in Canada now doing it. I was like, it's hard. It's annoying. It's like you get frustrated at some point, but then it's worth it. Like when you come here, you will go through stress and all that, but the things you'll achieve and the time in a certain time frame, you would never have been able to do it in Ghana because things are just the system. Let me not beat Ghana.
Thank you so much. Because no matter what, is our home and we still love it. And we are working hard to be able to see how best we can change the system when we are able to get back there. So it's been so nice having you. And then we are wishing you the very best in this journey. And we hope that the next time we talk to you, you are going to be a full professor. And then our warm regards to you and the family. From me and my subscribers, we say thank you so much. Guys, if you have any questions about her journey, how she did it, whatever it is, just leave it in the comment section below. Please don't go and bombard her on LinkedIn or bombard her anywhere. Leave it here. We'll be here. We'll keep discussing. If need be that she comes on, I'm certainly going to see how I'm going to squeeze her from her family and all that. Get a few minutes and bring her back on and we talk about it. So guys, this has been Vibes Abroad with Dr. Richie. Once again, this is our motivation corner. You can do it, okay? Don't let anything stop you. Bye.